As the project manager of a significant software development initiative, you have identified a risk. Team members could fall ill and take unscheduled leaves, potentially derail the project timeline. In discussing this risk with with the primary stakeholder, they suggested accepting such uncertainty as a routine business events, hinting at their higher risk tolerance. You understand the importance of having unified approach to risk management for the project success. In light of this above discussion, what is the most appropriate next step? So you have a risk identified and stakeholder seems to be not liking that risk and saying, such things keeps happening. Don't record them as a risk. Now what should you do? Option A, overlook the stakeholder's opinion and directly include the risk in a risk register. It's like, okay, I don't care. This is my project manager accountability. I must update the risk in a risk register. Um, See, usually the risks are the topic of your various monitoring and tracking meeting. And if you add things which stakeholders are not finding appropriate, then your monitoring and tracking meeting will also becomes a controversial or less effective. So I can't just go ahead and add the risk because the risk register is not only for me, it is also for other stakeholders of the project. So I probably need to have some agreement rather than just I add thing in a risk register. Option B, collaborate with the stakeholder to establish and document the risk appetite and threshold in the risk management plan. Looks like a great idea. So this question is basically focusing on that we need to have an agreement on the overall risk management approach. What is the risk score or a severity level where we should start caring for the risk? Till what level we probably don't even record the risk? At what level we should be more proactively planning the responses for the risk? So all these agreement on how do we do risk management in our project is usually agreed in a plan called risk management plan. You may have it formal or informal risk management plan, but this question is primarily talking about looks like you have lack of agreement in a risk management plan and probably you should do that. So option B looks great till now. Option C educates the stakeholder that in line with the project management best practices, all risks should be identified. So keep in mind, there is no all risk need to be identified. There are hundred of things which can go wrong. And if we keep writing, documenting, and putting those things in our risk register, we as a project manager or project team may only work on risk. So we work in the uncertain situation. There are things which can go wrong, but we need to have an understanding at what level we should start worrying about them, at what level we should start worrying about them too much. So we can't go with option C where we educate the stakeholder that we will add everything, whatever comes as an uncertainty, because risk is an uncertain event and there are many uncertain events which has a probable impact on our project keeps probably can happen. Option D, prioritize only the risk with a higher impact and higher probability, disregard the risk you have pinpointed. So again, I can't just jump to that. It is like it may be the final action once we have an agreement of risk management plan and we understand what kind of risk we need to worry about and what kind of risk we probably can just work as a day-to-day uncertainties. So I can't just conclude it. Yeah. So option B out of these four options looks great because it is talking about having consistent understanding of our risk management approach and having consistent understanding of risk appetite, risk thresholds, and overall the risk probability and impact matrix. And we should select option B without much confusion here.